is like just consistency, and it probably has to do with like focus during
Okay.
solo queue, right?
Yeah.
Um, like some when I'm playing bad, it's like I feel like it's hard for me to just like switch it on, and just like focus up. So I feel like I have to be
What
like
does that
in like
mean
a
to you?
focused state of mind.
Like, what does playing bad mean to you?
Like sometimes I will if I'm like aware that I'm playing bad, I'll make mistakes that I feel like I shouldn't, that I normally don't, and I'll like recognize it right away that I should not have done that or
Can you give
something.
me an example?
Like I'll make like I'll do like a bad click that leads to a bad trade, and I'll be like, that was so dumb. Why did I do that? Stuff like that.
Okay. So, so in the game, right? Now I have a question. Do you find yourself reviewing the game in the game that stops you from focusing? So, okay, so we make this mistake, right? So we make a miss. Oh, I need to share my screen with you. What am I doing? I'm the CEO of forgetting to do this, by the way. Okay, so you you make a mistake, and then you think it's because of lack of focus. But then the problem is that you make more mistakes because you're reviewing your mistake. Does that make sense? That just came to my mind.
Yeah,
That it's
it's
like
like
it's
a
almost like
compounding thing, maybe.
it's like a
Yeah,
loop, you know? Like how do you get
right,
out? How do you get out of this situation? I think
right.
it's acceptance, and the timing. So yeah, if you maybe you start by being lack of focused and then you make a mistake and then you're upset that you're lack of focused and then you start reviewing it. Oh, I should have done this, should have done this, should have done this, but then it's taking away from your future play. I think you understood that part, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the goal is acceptance that you're going to make some mistakes, right? During the game. And the timing
hmm
part comes to if you want to like be upset at yourself or angry or like hey man, like you need to focus up, like it's actually after the game.
Yeah,
Unless it's like
100%.
I don't know, you're like tabbing out and or like you're checking your phone while you're late, like then you should like I don't know. You deserve to be punished, you know. But
I don't. Yeah,
you get
I
my
don't think
point.
I have like that problem where I'm like beating myself up over it. If that makes
Okay.
sense, but
Yeah.
like if I take a bad trade or something, I know it's bad, then I'll think to myself like, oh, that was obviously a bad trade. It'll like take my attention
Yeah,
for two
sure.
seconds or
So
whatever.
it's
Yeah,
less about the emotional beatdown for me and more about where your attention's actually going.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, curious. I was just curious to see how you. So okay, so this was a little bit more less let's say technical in the game. So what technical mistakes do you think you're making right now?
I think a lot
Or
of it's in
yeah.
lane.
Okay,
That's the biggest part.
so as in your laning plan or your inputs, your visualization of how to trade. Of course, we're going to look at it, you know. I'm just wondering from your perspective first.
I think I struggle a lot versus like in specific matchups. Like this matchup, I chose this spot for a couple of reasons. Was Corki Tristana. I'm not like super comfortable with. I feel like it's hard for Corki, but I don't know
Okay.
if it's true or not. I feel like I struggle versus like these long range poke supports, like Nico, Lux, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so that's where like the biggest problem for me is, I guess.
Okay, so before the VOD even starts, tell me about this support matchup.
Well, obviously it's Blitzcrank favorite if you can hit hooks, right?
So okay, so it's what you've said is correct, but it's extremely general. So
Yeah.
when is it good for Blitzcrank and when is it good for Lux?
Well, Blitz should only hook when Lux spells are down, right? That's like my idea. Is that if you can
Um,
get push and then there's no minions to block the hook, then you
okay,
can
I
go
like
for
that.
it, right?
So when there's no minions around, and then the wave's in a position where you're not gonna get screwed if the hook misses and he throws it,
Right, exactly.
right? And then in terms of wave management, how do you see the first three waves of this matchup going? Where do the minions actually go in bot lane? If both teams play good.
Well, it should be even, right?
Yeah, possibly. It could be
Well, I think
somewhat
like
even.
some,
Maybe they have a bit more push if they opt in for it. But if they opt in for push, like Lux is using spells on the wave or Tristana uses a bomb, then obviously you need to
uh
take some of their HP, right?
yeah, of course, of course.
But I think
Well, I think
naturally
like the
these
idea is
guys
that if they
can
want to
push if they
push, then you need
want.
to make them trade HP for this,
Yeah,
right?
of course. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. I mean, it sounds okay so far. And like usually people opt in for Conqueror on Corki. You went for press the attack against Tristana. I actually quite like it. Um,
I
I,
usually go it because I just think lane phase is more important. But if enemy team's like super tanky, then I'll take Conqueror. But also, I go the Essence Reaver build, like just full crits. I want to know what your thoughts on it are.
it's not good every game, and also PTA is not good every game. I thought you were making an adaptation this game. Okay, so
No, no, normally I
you
go
take you
PTA.
take
Yeah,
Time Warp Tonic with the it makes sense with the not Time Warp Tonic. What's it called? Triple
it's
Tonic.
the triple pot. Yeah,
Yeah. With the Essence build, maybe it makes more sense. Um, but I think HP on Corki is super valuable. I also think that Corki has very little way to stomp lane, if that makes sense. Um, Corki is one of those champions that kind of can win lane if the enemy team plays bad. Like you're
right.
always
That
going to
makes
be
sense.
farmed up, sure, if you're playing really really good. Maybe you can get some kills off your support playing good, but Corki can't really generate this like nuclear pressure. Apart from just playing with the wave and playing an extremely slow war of attrition game.
Yeah, makes
Also
sense.
like Conqueror is, yeah, I mean it's just best in slot on Corki. Um,
I think when I go Triforce Metamune, I always go Conqueror. That's what I'm
of
finding.
course,
But
sure.
yeah,
That's fine. Okay, so first three waves, we said it's relatively even, but yeah, let's see.
they double range, right? So they should get push if they want it. Is
Yeah, it's a
my
bit
theory.
odd. Like I would almost prefer to review a VOD where like this champion is like Jin or like Ash or like something a bit that fits Lux's style a bit more. You know,
Right,
she wants like
right.
poke, but this guy wants to all in. It's like super odd.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
That's true.
so my question to you is, when should this trade end?
I want to get a PTA proc and then leave probably.
What
And
does
Blitz should be
Tris
walking back
what
now, I
does
think,
Tristana
right?
want?
She wants the same, right? Or
Yeah,
lethal? Or with the proper bomb, right? Yeah.
yeah. So like you want to equalize this trade by getting PTA. Blitzcrank
Right.
obviously doesn't understand. I think you can use your
Yeah,
pings
he
here.
should walk back.
I think you can tell him. You don't have to, but yeah,
Yeah, you're probably right.
it's fine. I mean, it's a small, very small efficiency thing. I like the turnaround for this too. Okay, so we need to be a little bit mindful. Okay, this. So
This was bad.
okay,
Yeah.
so something that I'll give you some information about is, do you know, like, have you seen people hug this wall, like, and try to cheese people that are standing in this bush here, level one?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so the what's important about this timing here, and it's usually bot lane's 2v2. It's usually a bot lane that's stronger, level one, and then if they face check here, they know there'll be a winning outcome. So the issue about doing this is it's very important about the timing, because if you do it too early, people on the map can all respond and come down. And so in this case, you guys traded very, very heavily around 45 seconds in the game. And then I understand completely that you want to cancel their bases. But it's complete suicide right now. You doing this, you should die for this. In a strong, like a game where this is highly rated, mid laner and jungler are going to be here. They will be here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's all, really. That's all. Obviously you shouldn't take the turret shot. Okay, you end up basing, and now you end up actually losing.
I don't think I lose any XP, but it's
No,
still like bad,
it's fine.
obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah, not ideal, but it's whatever. I think if we want to do the cheese though, I think we should wait a bit because what you're saying, they can just base though if we do it too
Yeah,
early,
of
and it
course, of
accomplishes
course.
nothing, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. But I guess in this case, like you would have first access to the wave, and now you don't. So now you feel like you need to
right.
use your spell to equalize. It's a mistake. You shouldn't use your E, but and can you tell me why you shouldn't use your E here?
I don't know what like when I think about why I shouldn't do something, I think about like what is the purpose of doing it, and I don't understand the purpose of me using it here. So I would just
Yeah,
say I shouldn't use it because there's no reason to.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Basically, now like the enemy bot lane is a bit boosted. They don't understand that you have no E, and that if Blitzcrank hooks, you actually have no damage.
Oh, that's
For the
true.
next
Yeah.
8 seconds, you are an absolute NPC. There's actually 4 caster creeps right now.
Right, right. So I should use my spells when Blitzcrank hooks, right? Just synergize with the
Well,
support
like
more.
you need to apply some pressure. And as soon as so now it's like the way I see laning phases, it's very the power dynamic shifts often. So it's like your spell's up, you're really strong, and then your power dynamic goes down, and the enemy team gets stronger, and then it comes back up depending on the cooldowns, right? It's like a
Hmm.
dance. And yeah, enemy team didn't recognize that you were making a mistake, and that's fine. Get the order, squads. Oh, by the way, what elo is this? I never asked you.
It's like high diamond, low master.
Okay. All right. So we knew probably about here that like we can't equalize the wave anymore. So
Yes.
I would be like pretty
You get to go
critical.
first.
I'd be pretty critical with you on like these extra orders on the melees. Okay, we recognize that this minion's gonna die, and we're gonna get zoned if we don't kill it before they get level 2, right? Because it's just gonna jump on us.
Right.
So kill the minion that's you're going to get zoned if you have to back off. These orders, I think this one's risky, you know? Enemy team was level 2, could be here, here. Maybe you have to flip dodging Lux Q here.
I think it's okay to go for it because they're playing so far back, you know? Like if they were walking forward, I don't think I'd go for the auto.
Okay, sure, but your input is here already. They're
Yeah,
two
this
minions
one.
away. Yeah, right. But then
Yes.
there's another one.
Yes.
So for me, like there's 3 inputs that are bad, 1 input that's arguably reasonable.
Okay,
Do you
okay.
see what I mean? Like the intent is just wrong.
Yeah.
Like you can't argue that because of your 2 previous actions. But what you're saying is correct. And in solo queue and in league, you have to be able to adapt to people's mistakes. So what you're saying is extremely correct, but I don't buy it in this case.
Yeah, no, you're actually right. But
Okay, let's see. So do a little preppington. You don't use A-click, by the way, just out of curiosity.
oh, I do use a click.
Oh, okay.
I
You
like
just
switch between.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Like
me
there was
too.
the yeah.
I just noticed you don't use it with the indicator.
Oh no, it's always the like the quick cast one. I never use it with the range.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Like
So tell me before I say anything about this trade, just tell me
I think I should
why
be on
and
the
justify it.
why he's going for an auto on the minion.
No, no, no.
So I think
Why are you? Oh, okay, okay, okay. So he has a job, and you don't have a job, so you want to trade with him.
right.
I don't see the minion low that you're talking about, but I get the concept. Like the timing's very
Yeah,
short in those cases. If he has to hit this
yeah,
and you have no job, you can try to punish him. In this case, you
right.
cannot, right? Like, and I will
Yeah,
tell you why you cannot in this matchup, but in other matchups, the concept is correct. The guy that should be punishing on the last hit is actually this guy. But if Tristana's good, he will always buffer, you know?
yeah, that makes
Okay,
sense. I think I
so,
should be switching. I should be standing where Blitzcrank is. I think too, but
alright, let's think about the shape of the wave, okay? So, enemy bot lane has push, right?
yes.
Now, let's say that bot lane push is super important, which is true. Why do people not play champs like Lux, Nico, Karma every game? Why do they not do it?
Uh, I don't know how to answer that.
I mean, just think about it logically. Like,
Well, like
one champion will provide crazy amounts of pressure in lane. Maybe another champion provides pressure outside of lane. Maybe one champion's better at
okay,
roaming. Maybe
yeah, I'm gonna go.
maybe they get
Yeah,
outscaled too early.
uh-huh.
You know, maybe Lux is OP for the first 10, 15 waves, and then after that she's fucking useless.
Okay, yeah. I
Like,
understand what you're saying.
what I'm saying right now is that these guys can get push if they want it, okay? They've gotten push, right? You are full HP with your pot, no barrier used. Blitzcrank is full HP, no pots used, no sums used. Who is this better for, them or you?
Probably us, right?
Absolutely you. So, my point is, why impatience here? As the game progresses, you are winning. You should be like, you know, like rolling up a cigarette and like relaxing right now. You know, feedback, palm trees available, Hawaiian adventure. You know,
Yeah, I
type shit.
understand your point. I think it's like in solo queue, I kind of feel pressured to try to win every time.
Why?
Do you know what I mean? And because your teammates will do dumb shit sometimes, right? So it's kind of on you to carry most games, I think.
Okay, so like we can just let that one sit for a second. You know,
Hmm.
doesn't make sense. And actually,
Okay.
in your analogy, you actually end up being one of the teammates doing the stupid things.
Yeah, I see that. That's
You know
true,
what I mean?
actually.
I think like
Yeah.
something as well that I realized is League players have a huge illusion of efficiency. They want to win the game quickly. And I think that can be a problem, right? Particularly players that play stuff like Draven. They're like, hey, if I don't get a kill right now, like I can't snowball, and then if I don't snowball, I'm gonna get outscaled. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Right, right.
Um, I would say if you believe in yourself as a player, particularly, oh my god, the sun is so bright. Particularly in solo queue, as the game progresses, you'll make less mistakes than the enemy, and you'll have more options to capitalize off their mistakes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that concept, and I feel like when I play stuff like Jinx, where I'd be very happy just farming 10 CS per minute and not interacting, I think I do have that mindset. But when I play something like Corki, it's like it shifts a little bit, because the jumps are a little bit different.
Okay, so when you understand the value of a scaling character, you can fit into the playstyle box better.
Right. So if I'm playing Smolder or something, obviously you're playing for 225,
Okay,
two
so
items.
basically what we need to define is when is Corki OP then? Why pick Corki? Why do people play Corki?
Oh, I think he's you can snowball really hard and you spike like, one, two items, is
So
my impression.
I agree with you about the spike. I don't really agree about snowballing.
Okay.
Like a champion that snowballs in my head is like Draven, Misfortune, champions that all in on
Mhm.
laning stats, Lucian, champs like this. If you die, like if you get a kill, right? Let's say we kill Lux and we come back to lane. The matchup's not going to change too much in terms of the windows in which you can pressure. Does that make sense? For me,
Yeah,
what
that's probably
snowballing
true.
means is once you have a certain amount of income or a certain amount of something, EXP or whatever, it gets to a point where the enemy team borderline can't play, or you're generating pressure that's like on the windows where they should be winning, they still lose. That's when you've been snowballed on, in my opinion.
Right, it flips. Yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah. So basically, what I want to define with you is like, okay, if we're going to play Corki and we have an issue with impatience, we need to define when it's our time to shine. And now there's a couple ways to do that. The first thing is, what does the wave look like? Like when is it good for us to fight? And then the second thing is spike. And the third thing is visualization. I won't do it. Visualization. So let's talk about the wave. Let's go through the wave stuff first. Okay. So we got pushed in. We're full HP. What happens when you get pushed in? The wave bounces off the turret, meaning that you get level 3 before they get level 3.
Yes.
And what timer sounds good to fight then?
When you have the advantage, yeah, the level
And
advantage.
if we
Makes sense.
flash hook Trist, what happens? He jumps away, right? And
Yeah, it's pretty
Tristana
great.
Tristana has barrier. So who are we
Mhm.
attacking in this lane?
It's the Lux, right? It's
It is
super
the
immobile.
Lux.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're waiting for we're waiting for them to push in. We're waiting for the bounce. We're waiting for EXP advantage, EXP plus, or jungle path, and Lux.
I think I even tell the Blitzcrank like later on that he needs to focus the Lux instead of
Yeah,
the
all
Triss because
good.
she'll
You can
buffer.
tell him,
But
man.
yeah.
Go for it. Go for it. And some people are gonna listen, some people aren't, and the expectation versus reality might lead you in a position where you're like, oh my god, my support was so bad.
Yeah,
And,
of
and that
course.
happens. Hey, it just happens. Spike. Now, I've seen in NA, double lift. Everyone loves this fucking Essence Reaver BT Corky dog shit. It's not dog shit. It's not dog shit, but I'm not a huge fan of it. This split, I was coaching at Koi in Spain,
Hmm.
and my AD carry came to me and he was like, "Hey man, look at this Corki thing. It's so OP. We can pick Corki early. I can play against Varus and Misfortune because I just buy a BT first." And I'm like, "Sure, buddy, sure." Um, Personally, I don't think that's what fits into Corki's playstyle. I think the HP, I think Jack of all trades is strong. Um, yeah, Corki is one of those champions that usually buys like Tarbies. You get HP from Triforce, so you get more effective health because you have higher armor. Um,
Right.
I think if you're in a spot that you want to build lifesteal first item on Corki, or you want Essence Reaver, it's like, when does Essence Reaver outperform Triforce? It's like maybe at 4 items because you're getting crit scaling, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of people use it just for the resource management too.
But Does
Like having
Corki have
infinite
mana
health and mana?
problems?
I think so, yeah. Maybe I'm
I
just playing it
think,
bad, but
yeah, I think Corki does not have mana problems.
okay, okay.
In
I'm
the
not
sense
going
that you
calm
can't
anymore,
just
but
spam, But like, it's very rare that I'm on Corki and I'm like, I'm fucking because you manage my W mana well. I don't spam rockets and I rarely use Q unless it hits.
do you use Q on
So
the wave or no?
no, pretty much never unless I have to.
I see, I see. Maybe that's the issue
Um,
then.
yeah, I mean part of the thing as well. Part of what really good AD carries do is they try not to use spells on the wave unless they're
Right.
like on a timer. For example, when I watch like Viper's VODs, he he's pushing in, right? And his teammates are ready to dive, and he won't use spells. One, so he has it up for the dive, and two, that he knows that he needs to keep his resource. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I understand it when I'm like, about to fight. You don't use your cooldowns before a fight starts, right?
Yeah.
But
But then there's some scenarios where enemy top's getting ready to TP, and so he needs to do it quick. So it then
right.
becomes like quite specific. Okay, so
Yeah.
Spike, I would really recommend, man, go try. Okay, I want you to run an experiment now, okay? By the way, do you play a lot of Corki, or you just play it sometimes?
I started playing it this season, but I've been playing it a lot, yeah.
All right, if you're spamming Corki, go play, let's say, 10 games of Essence Reaver PTA, and go play 10 games of Triforce Conk. Now, I'm not telling you that sample size of 20 is going to give you like accurate data, but you can review the games and eye test what makes more sense.
Right.
And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't build, but I would really suggest going Triforce Manamune because the spikes are obvious. The spikes are obvious. One item.
Of course, yeah.
So, also, I'm kind of jumping all around the place. So if it's not organized enough, just tell me. But one of the goals that we had when I was working on one of my previous teams, we basically identified we were watching some of the top Chinese teams, and we're saying, hey, so what? We're trying to find a team to model our team's gameplay on. So we have like just some humor, like I'm gonna play like this guy, whatever. Some humor and also like something to be motivated about to watch their matches. And one of the things we noticed that they did is they played quite a passive game, which is quite rare for LPL teams, for Chinese teams. And
Yeah.
at some point, they switch on the aggression. And we were trying to figure out, so what's the condition for them starting to play super aggressive? And what we figured out was it was the jungle item spike. As soon as their jungler finished his first item, he would run into the enemy jungler and start a fight. He would just run into the enemy jungler and start a fight. And he would just hope that his laners move or he was strong enough to win. And like this is exactly on par with what you can do with Corki. If you get Triforce completed, there is borderline no champion in bot lane that can beat Corki 1v1.
Yeah, you're Thanos, right? But
Maybe Draven can win, or like a BT user can like trade and then heal up off the wave, and then you know what I mean.
right.
But one item on Corki, like this is your time to battle. And then what's your next time to battle? Well, on one item I'm strong, and then on two items I'm strong, like when you get the Manamune spike, and on three items I'm strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then anything in between, your value starts to deteriorate.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like on the spikes, you should press your advantage, and you should look to create more volatile windows. So now we have wave, spike, and then the visualization is just like, how does the fight play out? And like, let's just watch it, Right now, if you decide to trade in a bad wave position, you need to visualize why it would be good in this case. And right now, you're trading 1v2, and if Blitzcrank's hooks this guy, he just buffers it and leaves. Our winning condition is to kill this Lux. I need to clean the screen, I'm sorry. This is just disgusting. Oh my god, I didn't realize I'd be doing like a university lecture on the screen. That's crazy, by the
Yeah,
way.
right.
Also, my handwriting needs a bit of work, no? It's actually quite disgusting.
I can't write with the mouse. It's hard.
It's hard, no? It's actually hard.
Yeah, it's impossible.
But I am complete bronze, by the way, with this pen app.
Yeah, right.
Okay. How is everything so far? Are you taking in what I'm saying and like am I going a bit too all over the place or I'm making sense?
Oh, I think what you're saying makes sense, and I think you're doing a good job conveying it.
Perfect. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so We need to pick our spike timer, we need to visualize, and we need to pick our wave position. If you do all three of these things, and then somehow you're come back to me and say, hey man, like, I still don't know when to fight or what, I think then then I can look at my own internal processes and realize that I need to change something. But I think if you define all three of those things about when it's good for you, this impatience thing will disappear. Impatience comes from a lack of understanding. Because right now you don't need to rush. Really, you don't.
Right.
Now you have no spells, blitzcrank hooks, Tristana buffers. Like can I be honest? It's disgusting. Like it looks disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty
And it's
bad.
not personal, it just looks disgusting. Now we use Q on the wave, we're continuing brute forcing, and now we're cooked,
Yeah, the
When you
waves
guys
suck now. So.
when you guys trade, like when you guys skirmish, it's so much better for these guys. It's like mega plus EV for these guys. You play poker
Right.
at all or any cards?
I dabble, but I'm not super good at it or
You,
anything.
you know
But I
what I mean
understand the
by EV,
concept.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like yeah. Okay, you understand. It includes the volatility and yeah. Now it's like,
Right.
let's hope my jungler's first bots, because if it's not and it's 3v3, we're already boned.
Yeah, it's cooked.
And
Yeah.
so what do you
Yeah.
actually need to do right now?
I think you need a bailout, or you just need a base and take the L,
So
right?
if this wave is canon, it's illegal to base. Now, what
Right.
I would do is there's a couple things that I would do. The first thing is check mid jungle. Check Michael Jackson.
Right.
What's going on here? Are we
There's
winning?
2v2, right?
And if we're
No.
winning, can we move our pressure down bot to help me base?
Right.
Let's say the answer is yes. Sure, go ahead and stay, man. If the answer is no, you need to base. And if the answer is even, then if you base, can your support run mid and make the difference? You know what I mean? You can start collecting more
Yeah.
information. And then the second thing is like, what type of wave is it? What wave? Is it cannon? If it's cannon right here, by the time they push and come back, maybe we'll only lose a certain amount. Blitzcrank's high HP, maybe he can stay and freeze the wave for a little bit and blow their tempo. Maybe he can freeze. You get my point, right?
Yes.
Alright, let's continue. Also, how crazy is it that we've gone through 3 minutes of the game and I think I've been talking for like 30 minutes?
It is crazy.
Because
I feel like
it's
there's so
so
much to learn
conceptual,
from the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of the way that I review is that I think, like, I don't know if you play much chess as well, but
Yeah, I'm a huge chess player. Yeah.
right, then it's perfect. Like, there's only so many variations in the first 10, but as the game progresses, it just becomes so much variance.
Yeah,
This
it's
character
impossible to
scaling
do.
against it, like, you can learn a lot of
Right.
things about mid and late game and concepts, but the early game happens every single game. Sometimes you
Yes.
have F15, sometimes you have F20, sometimes the game's over at 30. Get the early game good first, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
I think it's
feel
the
free to
hardest for me
disagree
though.
with that too,
No,
Like,
I
if
think
you were
it's
like, hey, I
100%
want to
correct.
review team fights, like, I'd be happy to do that too. But I would
I
tell
think
you
it's like
that
it's easier.
the best.
It's easier for me to like check my mistakes in team fighting or like mid game, because I think they're way more obvious.
Yeah. Okay. Holy shit, somehow you have a freeze here?
I think they just spaced randomly or something, but I don't know what they were doing.
They had Elise anxiety, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I did
once
again.
again, like, yeah, it's an impatience thing, right? Right now,
Yeah,
like,
same thing.
you are so lucky to be able to farm based on the trade you took before.
Right.
Farming is a privilege right now. And your jungler is going to do this. You need to
He'll
wait.
come in 2
You need
minutes.
to wait for him. Making it volatile now means that you're like, you don't understand what your jungler wants from your game. You don't understand what your support wants from your game. And you're also targeting the wrong person. I think it's like a couple times in this lane you keep trading with Triss. This is useless. It's not useless. It's only useful when you're getting resource because of it. If Trist is trying to fuck you and you trade with him because you know you can't farm without him trading with you, you're trying to equalize HP, reasonable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
don't think I
what-
should ever like opt into it to like initiate it. It sounds kind of
Not-
troll.
Yeah, I more often than not, no. And so now you can start thinking, if you want to get even more technical, you see this guy here, right? You can input here in a fake manner, like click like this, try to bait him,
Yeah.
because what's Lux thinking? Hey, I want to queue this guy.
Right. And
And
then
so-
save deluxe and then
And then, you see? It's like a Illuminati triangle.
yeah, if I was Faker, I would do that.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Not even if you're a faker, you know? I think if you are just if you had all this information before the game started, I could see you doing it. Like, I don't think it's an incapability. I think it's a lack of rationalization about how you should play the game out. Like, you don't
Yeah, I
strike
think
me
it's
as
true.
someone who can't understand what we're reviewing. Like, actually, I think you're
But
taking it all in quite well.
it's mindfulness, right? I'm just not aware in the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, and like, you're not even thinking about it, you know?
Yeah, it is just autopilot, right? So
Not autopilot, because that, like, autopilot's like kind of feels like kind of rude. It like I think you're trying and you're thinking. You don't have access to the knowledge. Also, good base timer. I like that you actually see it through. Got a vamp scepter.
oh yeah, I think if I stay, I can get dove, or just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
you're
can't even
cooked. You're
farm
cooked.
anyway.
You're
So
cooked. So
yeah,
the fact that you
I
base
think we're
that, we
good.
don't even need to talk about why. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's the plan with the wave type shit?
Sorry, what did you say?
What's the plan with the wave here?
Oh, I think they want to base, right? And our junglers here. So if we can hard push or cancel their base and slow push, it's also good. Like hard pushing would be to cancel their base, so they have to stay to catch it.
Yeah, I think if they are good players, you can't really cancel their base.
They'll just go under tower, right? So you can't. But
Well, like the problem is, right? It's like you need to farm, so you have a job. This guy doesn't have
right.
a job. Now, if he tries to cancel their base and they trap him, he's one shot.
Yeah, he's fucked
So
for sure.
basically, with a fog here, the best thing you can do is slow push this, take dragon, try to dive off 2 waves if enemy jungle shows top, or like try to invade camps. Do you see those 3 options?
Yes, hundred
That's
percent.
like kind of
I
your or like roam. Those are like your choices on a stack.
I think when
Um,
I play comp and like scrim and stuff, I would just take dragon here once we see them basing. But
yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not even like I started off this split being a big fan of dragons, and as the split progressed, I actually started hating dragons more. Because I just prefer playing the game fast. Like I prefer diving
right.
people, playing for enemy camps. I prefer like fuck the scaling, fuck the dragon. Like let's just play real quick. Do you understand what
I
I
think
mean
when
by
you
playing
have
fast?
when you have at least corki, I think it's probably better to invade and dive and stuff, right?
Maybe,
But
maybe, like it's a playstyle thing. But
right.
yeah, we're wasting a lot of fucking time here. Like at least it's had camps up for the last couple minutes. Thank God she gets a kill, a little juicer here. Okay, so my point about the slow push here, there's something that I want to explain to you, but I'm not sure the best way how. It's like, let's say that you have 4 people coming bot, right? And you're gonna dive
Hmm.
them. If you fast push 1 wave, the decision for the enemy team is too easy for them to drop. Because it's only 1 wave and you're exerting 4 people of pressure. Now,
Yeah,
on
that
a
makes sense.
stack, their decision then becomes harder. You know?
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because
Because
they have
they're
more to
gonna
lose,
lose
right?
more.
Yeah.
So you kind of they have to increase their risk toleration, or they have to be very very disciplined.
Right.
So the problem is when you shove 1 wave, it's too easy for them to make a decision on. All right, we should just drop, and they'll
Yeah, that
only
makes.
lose this amount of exp, gold, whatever.
Hmm.
But I like hard shoving if you can cancel their base, and you know that if their turn gets extended, do you know what I mean by turn?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
They will
if
get
their
fucked
turn
if they
gets
have to
extended, that
overstay.
over time they'll get
Yeah,
fucked in more
yeah,
scenarios. Like if the EV of canceling them is higher than slow pushing and denying them 4 creeps plus getting deep vision or dragon.
yeah. Well, I have
Do you-
item advantage, so if she has to stay for like 2, 3 minutes, then it's just better for us, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean, like you have like vamp scepter. It's like it's not life changing, but in all in matchups, it's life changing.
hmm.
You know, um, this is okay. We're doing a bit of 3v3 laning. Go for Lux
I
IMO,
don't understand
goats,
what that
goats,
was, but
goats.
yeah,
I
it was
like
weird.
that. And that's good. I like that you're happy to be what's the word? Uh, all right. I realized it's not working. We need to go for the Lux. Like part of League of Legends is about solving the game. Same thing. All right. You're support based. What are you doing? What are you doing,
I should just sit in the
dude?
bush, I think.
You are under pressure right now.
Yeah, I can't
They
do
could be
this.
here. They could be here. They can even realize right now. They think that you're like the goat and you're pushing, and then they realize, hey, this guy's bullshitting me.
Right.
You are
Well, did
very,
he base
very,
on
very
Vision?
lucky. Like he could have based, right?
Yeah.
So if on a cannon wave, you hard shove this wave, and let's say you're safe to do it, and it crashes, he's gonna lose like this and this max.
Right. Yeah.
But if you like leave it here,
He'll lose more.
he's
Yeah.
gonna lose more.
Hmm.
And when the next wave reinforces and you push, you now have a timer. Instead, you just blow up the wave, it crashes, and then you blow up the wave and it crashes. You generate no tempo for yourself to do anything. Get
Right.
vision, move, roam, do whatever, you know. My rule of thumb generally is if you can slow push, you should do it. And if you don't know what to do in
Yeah.
this scenario, just slow push.
Yeah, I think
And
it's a
this
good
is this is like
default.
awful advice because you're gonna lose a game because you didn't hard push the wave, and then you're gonna be like, ah, Ginger told me to do this. But yeah. Okay, what DPI do you play on?
2K.
Bit
I
high,
think
no?
it's like 50 a game. I don't know. It's
Mm.
just like what I've always played with, but I keep
Okay.
people keep telling me that like my gameplay looks like jittery and stuff.
Do you use
I don't
mouse
know if you have a similar
acceleration? This
feeling.
looks like mouse acceleration, by the way.
No, I don't think so. Like maybe when I reset Windows, it turned back on or
Go
something. But
check it
I
right
made it
now.
a
Go check
point
it right.
to,
Go check it right now.
or even is it in Windows? I don't even know
I'm
anymore.
currently a gambler, and I think you have mouse acceleration on, or you have like ridiculously high DPI, like 2K as in, and then you have like high window bar and high in-game bar.
I need to find a setting in Windows.
Uh huh.
Enhanced pointer precision. Yes, it is on. What the fuck?
I knew it.
That's crazy.
I'm
Holy
telling you,
shit.
man, I have an eye for this shit.
That's crazy.
Well, turn that shit off
Okay,
ASAP.
yeah, I'll play some more games with it off and see how it feels.
You insta climb, like you've been full gate kept by your disgusting mouse.
That'd be crazy.
Okay,
I think
so
now that you mentioned it, I do like feel it sometimes where it is a little bit hard to control, but I've never like noticed it enough to like think about it, I guess. But in hindsight, it does make a little bit of
I'm
sense.
like very happy right now, you know? I'm very happy about my analysis. Okay, so okay, we talked about slow pushing. Now, the reason why I asked basically is because like your mouse is really far away from your character. So like Lux is thinking about using a spell. How are you gonna move your mouse from here to here and then dodge this way or dodge this way?
Right, that makes
Takes too
sense.
much time. Takes way too
Yeah,
much time. So good players, right? And we let's do a case study of this, okay? So towards the end of this VOD, let's open like I don't know, which pro players do you like? Kalist, Viper, Gumayusi, who do you like?
yeah.
Ru-
Viper's cool. He's my
Viper?
favorite, I think.
Alright,
SDK is the goat.
actually let's just do it right now. Let's just do it right now. Oops. Viper stream VOD lol. Viper stream VOD lol. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, what's going on, buddy? You see the distance from his character that he's clicking?
Yeah,
Let's just watch for
yeah,
like
it's much
10,
closer.
10 seconds, right? Oh my god, we open a VOD and he's just at some random timestamp, he's completely smurfing. You see? It's very rare that
Yeah,
his mouse goes outside of this, like, his AA
yeah, the
range.
radius. Yeah,
Even when he's running away, it's like, this is maybe even too far. You see? Oh my god, this guy's completely locked in, by the way.
yeah.
But you get my point,
Well, I
right?
feel like I flick a lot to like to move the camera. Does that make sense? I'm not sure how other people like to do it.
Well, like, if it's about
Like if
moving your camera, I understand. But right now, like, yeah, no, you provide a valid point because you actually do click quite close to your character. My point is, to dodge skill shots, you need to click close to your character, and that's like, that's period, you know? That's on God.
yeah, you move faster. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. So, let's see. Alright, you're tilted about this is disgusting? Yeah, we're going
This
to
is I
choose,
don't
yeah.
know.
You're recorded, Insta. By the way, also, that Blitzcrank skin is disgusting. Like, biggest disgusting skin in the game. I hate it. Haha! Whatever it says, so cringe. Alright, watching. Okay. So, like, look, I'm pretty satisfied with the early game concepts. I think the the biggest stuff is the wave manipulation, um, and like picking timers to fight through visualization and like spikes. So let's review some micro stuff. You know what would be really curious for me? When I see people playing League, and particularly when it comes to micro, I'd love to see like an eye tracker. Have you seen those things when you watch people play and you can see
Oh,
the eye tracker?
yes.
Because I
Yeah.
actually want to know, are you looking at this guy's animation or are you looking at yourself and trying to dodge here? Like, at what point do you see this projectile? Is my curiosity.
I think it's, well, too late, obviously,
Because
but
for me, when I see this guy, I'm actually looking at this guy's animation because I know what his Q cast looks like. And I know the difference between his Q and his E cast.
right.
Does that make
I
sense?
think in this specific instance, I was just looking at the
The
minion
minion,
because he was hiding behind
right?
Mayan, right? So if he was like out in the open, I'd probably look at him instead. But
Yeah.
he's kind of hiding. I just
Because
wasn't thinking about it.
really good players, they have like multiple decisions going on at once in terms of how they're going to dodge it. So the first thing is this thing's coming. Now, the first instinct is, can I like movement? Like, can I dodge it? 2, if I
Mhm.
can't, can I use a movement spell? And then 3, do I need to use my flash?
Right.
Now, like, let's go through this one. Can I move it? Probably. If I made a
Yeah,
mistake,
it's so
can I
far
use my
away.
W? I could, but it would not be good for me. And then do I need to flash? No, I don't.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah,
So
but it's
you
so
can go
far.
through
I
this
feel like if
scenario,
I'm
right?
looking at it, then yeah, if I'm looking at the spell, then I can always dodge
Yeah,
it. But
of course, right? But like, there's also
yeah,
other scenarios where you're gonna play against like let's say a Thresh or a Blitzcrank, and you're in a dangerous position, and then you watch like you're watching the hook to see, is he predicting me? Is he gonna predict my flash? It's so cringe when pro players get flash predicted, you know? Because
right.
it's like if you were a better player, you would actually just wait for the input and then react a bit later. But some people get
Right. Right.
nervous and they see the flash and they feel like what's the word? They feel like it's okay to use their flash because the enemy used their flash. It's like a trade, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, you get my point. So yeah, just watch where he's actually casting would be my advice. And then click close to your character to dodge it, and now that you've turned off mouse acceleration, you're probably gonna go straight to challenger. Okay, so
I think I need to know that Triss is looking to jump. I didn't think about it in the game, so it's so obvious in hindsight, though. Of course, he's gonna do that.
yeah, it's kind of not the best not the best timer to fight because the issue is like if it's not obviously going to go well, and if it doesn't go well, you lose the creeps that are under your tower now, plus the next wave, plus a plate.
Yeah.
But if it does go well, then you get these kills and maybe you get access to some of the farm. So the way
Mhm.
that you have to play this out now, watching it, okay, give me the 2 scenarios. So the first one is you tell this Blitzcrank that you're an idiot and you just farm the wave. Okay, that's the first one. Chances are he'll get really frustrated and maybe he'll even run you down after. So it's probably not the best idea.
Right.
Now, let's say you were to fight it now. How would you play it out?
I think I need to walk up and then bait the Triss to jump in, and then like fight the Triss. Or I just like W right onto the Lux and like flash on top of her or
Yeah, I
something.
kind of see the flash W on Lux here.
Yeah.
The issue is I would like it more if you were dodging her spell while flashing.
Right. Yeah.
But because she's CC'd, like I think you have to flash W, Q, auto alter, and maybe she gets one shot because you have big one right now, like your big rocket.
Right. Yeah. Oh, she's
Um,
full HP though. I don't know.
yeah, there's also a world where you just let Blitz like do his thing and maybe he dies for it. I don't know. It's kind of hard to give you advice here. The only thing I don't like is that you kind of half-ass it.
Yeah, I did the
That like
worst,
you
right?
don't really trade with Trist and then you don't kill Lux. And like you're alive, but like you may as well be dead, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I lose the next wave, so
yeah, and then your jungler is counter jungling fucking golems when they're doing grubs. Like, wow, that's awesome actually. I never saw that before. I'm not even kidding. This is the first time I've ever seen this. Counter
yeah,
jungling golems
I
while
don't know.
someone's doing void grubs? How does it even happen? How did he even get in?
I
He wants
think
to
we just
fight
didn't
red
know
with
that he
no
was on
prior?
the
You're the what? Both enemy junglers are in each other's jungle. How is it
I don't
possible?
understand
Someone's
how this
making a
happened.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck, man.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I think this game could be a science experiment, you know? I could run some lab data off this. Oh, your Blitzcrank's the goat.
True.
Somehow he
Biggest
found
flash.
an angle.
Yeah.
What should you do here?
Should I W on him? I feel
Yeah,
like Lux will
fuck
just
yeah.
see me though.
And then let's go through your let's go
If I
through that
flash the Q, do you think I
let's
kill him?
go through your decision tree. Can I dodge it with movement? Yes. Do I use a movement spell? No, because I don't have it because I used it to get in range. 3. Do I need to
Right.
flash it? No, you don't.
Well, I feel like if I W and it's like the longest range, then he can kind of throw his Q and like always land it, right? You know what I mean?
No.
Because it's like animation locked or something.
If you go here, right?
Uh-huh.
If you think going
Oh,
this way he
yeah.
has too much time, then just change your angle.
Right.
But the
That's
point
true.
is, if you W, there's a chance it doesn't even hit. And extending the trade, this guy has no lifesteal, you have lifesteal, and who's gonna have access to the next wave if this guy's chunked? You. So you're gonna heal up.
Right. Right.
But this is super important, this decision tree about how you're gonna fight. Can I dodge something with
Yes.
movement? If I can't, can I use a movement spell? No. If not, do I need to flash? And the answer is, you could get value from just dodging with your movement, and if you don't get hit, chances are you're okay. I mean, if you get hit, chances are you're okay.
That's true. Even if I get by the Q, it doesn't matter, I think. But
Well, it might, but you get my point. In my opinion, it's
yeah.
worth the
Yeah.
EV of trying to trade heavier with this guy here. Lux has no
Right.
E. The only spell Lux has is Q.
Right.
I think she has Q. Maybe, oh, 1, 2, wait, what?
Well, also, if junglers, well, the jungler's obviously here in this case, but if I W forward and then the Ivern's like right behind, that's also kind of bad, no?
Yeah, I guess, man, but like Lux actually has no spells.
Yeah, that is true.
She still has no Q, by the way. Because I was wondering, why didn't she Q this guy? She still has no Q, she still has no Q, she still has no Q. Now she has Q. Jungler's behind. But in the same vein, it's like, your jungler could be bot right now too. Is
Yeah,
he?
but
Is he
he's not.
not? It's just yeah, but it's the information that they know as well.
Right, of course.
That's why
Yeah.
people get really frustrated in high elo games when people play as if jungle doesn't exist. Because sometimes you'll play
Right.
against a bot laner and they just play as if jungle doesn't exist. It's like, hey man, I invested vision to put here, and my jungler's on bot side of the map, and I start stepping up to you, and you just hit me back. It's like, what are you doing? It's so annoying to
Yeah,
play against. And then you realize, hey, for the next time, actually come bot, because this guy's not respecting. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like
yeah.
a mind game. It comes out to being a mind game thing. Okay. Let's keep watching. Alright, they use a lot of spells. Wow, Blitzcrank. Okay, so same thing again. He tries with his movement. He has no movement spell. He's gonna get hit. He flashes. If your Blitzcrank flashes here, if he flashes here and hooks, he won your team the game.
Yeah, I
You guys
agree.
will
Well, he also
absolutely
gets hit by the
You guys
Q.
will absolutely mog them here. Nice try, nice try.
If he dodges the Q, we can slow chase, I think.
Yeah,
But
now we push out. Let's see. Enemy mid's coming. Now Kennen has a timer. What's Kennen doing? Where are you going, Kennen? What are you
Nowhere.
doing, Kennen? Why
Yeah.
top side, bro? He already kills the wave.
I don't know.
Kennen should be bot, and you guys should have mogged them. Oh, little solo bowler. Okay, the other thing about the wave management stuff is that if you unlock Blitzcrank to move, he can actually gank mid, and Lux is like kind of can't, in the sense that the value is different. Now he's playing as Mel, so Blitzcrank's kind of
He has to E
cringe.
first, right?
But
yeah.
like, yeah, but you get my point, right? Like the 3v3,
Yeah, of course, of course.
this guy is more dangerous around mid than Lux.
Yes,
Also,
yes.
then you isolate in 1v1, and in 1v1 you can actually beat Trist. Depends on her items.
I think I need first item first, but yeah.
I kind of disagree. I actually think that
think
when
with these
both
items
of you
are gonna
guys
win?
have one item, you can get one shots.
Uh-huh.
But before that, I think Trist has a very hard time zeroing Corki because his barrier metal.
Oh, yeah, but from right now, I think I lose. That's
Yeah,
that's just what I'm saying.
you definitely
Yeah.
get mogged.
Yeah,
Also
if I wanna
because you
fight, I
don't
need
have
to
any
get item
HP, you know, because you're not going Triforce.
That's true. Yeah, it
Like-
is. This is definitely like a scaling team fight build,
like-
right? But
I don't even know if that's true, you know? I think it's like the important part is, all right, if you're gonna go for the lifesteal build, then you probably need to be playing against like chip champions, you know, like Varus, Caitlyn, Lux, because if you get chunked, you're just gonna get cooked. You have to base, they take plates. This guy's an all-in
Yeah.
champ, so actually HP is more valuable than lifesteal.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Know what I'm saying? Yeah. So okay. Is there what else? What other information can I gift you
I
with
feel
that's
like
going to allow you to win more?
in solo queue, I don't get to swap as early as I would like. Like it's minute like 15, and I'm still in bot lane. It doesn't make that much sense to me. Do
I think it's like,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I get your point, and like I think it's better that you're mid, yes, but as long as you understand how to adapt, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like it happens every game where I'm bot lane until like minute 14, 15, and I would
Also,
like to
the
move around the
the
map.
truth is
But
playing mid waves is much easier than playing side. So if your mid laner doesn't even
yeah,
understand that you should go side, like chances are he's gonna play the side dog shit. Does that make sense?
that's true.
And it's
Yeah,
like if you understand a bit better than him, like the EV on the map's gonna be probably higher.
right, right. Well, I think Corki specifically can also side easier than like Jinx or something, but so it's probably
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, it all depends on the information you have, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's 19 minutes 40 and you haven't died or got a kill once, This is like kind of weird for
Yeah,
solo
this is
queue.
like we end up getting like 25 kills or something. By the end of the game, I have like 5 KP or something, and I'm like I feel like a passenger. I feel like there's not much I could do this game specifically. My team
I
was
mean,
just taking
I
fights at
I
pretty bad
completely
timers. I
completely
don't know.
disagree with you. In terms of like you could have created so many interesting scenarios for your team this game. In at least in the
Mhm.
early game. In the mid game,
Well,
what I'm watching so far, I
the
haven't seen anything atrocious.
yeah, the feeling I get is that there's something I'm doing wrong because I'm 0-0-0 at like 20 minutes.
Like the
Do you know
only
what I mean?
time you can really say that is when you're 0-0-0 at 20 minutes, and also your farm is not even on clock. And by on clock, I mean 10
Right.
CS per minute.
Yeah.
Then something's going wrong, right? Because
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? What have you been doing this game? And I mean, we've seen it,
Mhm.
Also, use your blue orb. Impossible to dodge
Oh, in the
fucking
Iron
Lux Q
Bush?
from
Yeah,
fog. Yeah, it's impossible. I don't know
that's
how you
true.
did it.
That's true. I don't think he was going for me, but
Yeah, I guess not.
I got lucky.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. Makes sense though.
Battle,
Yeah.
you're playing at max range. I don't mind this so far. Yep. Nice try on the W. We're hooked. I feel like Loki, you can mog them, no? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, sir.
Well,
You
I
knew
kill
about that
him, but
one. Okay, you know what else? Like,
I
just
thought he would
because
dodge. That's why I rocketed there.
outcome
But
is X
oh
doesn't
yes, of
mean
course, of
process
course, of course.
is good.
Yeah, maybe wasting my flash farm is not
It's
the
so
best thing.
funny that you say that because look, if this guy flashes, like if he plays against the wall, dodges or flashes, and you trade 1-for-1 flash, it's so bad for you.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
Even though this
you're right.
guy's like got a couple kills or whatever, it's like it's legit not worth it for you. By the way, do you
Yeah,
have
you're
what's your
probably right.
secondary? No, 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 not probably. Not probably.
You are right. Yes, you
Thank
are
you.
right.
I in this case, I am right. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Because I've made this mistake 1 million times in the past. Also, yeah, you can start thinking about like matching your flash with like, okay, so let's say, you're playing against Rel, right?
Hmm.
And you're playing, I don't know, Corki or like maybe an immobile champion. It's like if you use flash to kill the Pantheon and get plus 300, and then like dragons coming up or like an objective, and you have no flash, and Rel has flash, you're cooked.
It's cooked.
Or
Yeah.
like Malphite, for example. Like you need to
Right.
match your flash timer with their scariest engage tool. Does that make sense?
Yes,
And so then
100%.
you
Yeah.
start thinking about it's like this like 300 gold as the game progresses. Like kill is actually fucking useless. 300
Yeah,
gold is like
that's true.
so worthless, dude. 2 waves, it's legit not worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, you get XP and then they lose tempo and then they might lose camps and vision, blah blah blah. But yeah, who voted FF?
I don't know,
Pigs,
dude.
pigs. Okay, so meta play bot, Blitzcrank dead, trying to 50-50 the wave. I like that you're trying to apply pressure here.
I
Nice
thought he was
try.
bad. He could kill me, I think, if he wanted to. But
Um,
like, if he doesn't jump out, he could kill me, I think, and then jump out. But
yeah, he got a couple lucky crits and he has ult. Yeah, I think you're cooked.
yeah,
Also, he ulted this guy. Yeah,
yeah, I don't know why he did
he
that.
definitely got
But
a one shot you. That's fine.
yeah,
But I like your attempt. I think that you like trying to 50-50 the wave here is good, and then you like trying to bait him is good.
I
W was
think
a
like at least should
maybe
have went on the Tristana
yeah,
instead.
and I don't
But
want to be that guy or anything, but if you had Triforce here, he couldn't kill you. Just FYI. If I was
yeah, that's
Starby,
true. Yeah,
just FYI.
that's true. That's
Don't tell
true.
me. Do you get Pantheon? I think you're about to get Pantheon, aren't you?
I get Lux tier, I think.
Really?
Or is it later? Yeah, it's Lux. Yeah.
Ew.
I saw him on map too, or like in he pops up for a second. I don't think I
And
saw it in game,
if
but
you don't and you're this HP, what should you use? Hola,
you can blue orb.
blue
Yeah,
orb, hola. It's like the best
yeah,
time to use it. You know, it's best in slot time to use it.
yeah. Of course, of
Like,
course.
because
I
right
mean,
now
I
you're
could
clearing this
also just
wave and you're
play.
like, oh yeah, I love having Bloodthirster. I'm gonna heal up to I'm fucking dead, man.
Yeah, I mean, I could
But
also just W it if I was paying attention, but
yes,
wasn't
yes.
thinking about it. So
I mean, same thing again. Can I dodge it with
yeah,
movement?
right.
Can I
The
dodge it with a
decision
movement
tree.
spell? Can
Yeah,
I flash?
yeah.
And off
I
this, maybe the game is cooked. Oh, we don't lose Baron. How did we get Dragon? I don't know, man. Some of these things in this game doesn't make any
it's solo
sense.
queue. I don't know. I make another mistake and it's almost game losing,
Oh
but my
no.
team saved it. Is it here? It is here, I think. Yeah. I agreed my W for some reason. It's so cringe.
I mean, Loki, your Blitzcrank doesn't care about your life, but it's kind of reasonable because
No,
you're making
it
a mistake.
doesn't. But yeah.
Okay, so, alright. The last thing I want to go through with you for today is when do you contest midwave?
What do you mean when?
Like, when should you push mid?
I feel like when you want to go do something else, right?
So anytime you
It's
can
like you
push
push
mid,
mid and then go into
borderline it's
side.
good, right? Anytime you can get away with it
Yeah.
without dying is good. So
Right. Of
fighting for
course.
mid pressure
Yeah.
is super important. But
Yeah.
how does the map look like when you push mid safely?
Your team's around you generally, or you see everybody like on
Yeah,
side or
so
something.
I think the way to conceptualize it is even numbers.
Yeah.
If you can somehow get the mid push when enemy team has more people mid, you're winning the map for your team, like completely winning
Yes,
it.
of course. Yeah.
Because then your side laner pushes out, then they have to catch, and then while your side laner moves aggressively, and then you guys get deeper vision everywhere. Your vision line moves up like
Right.
this, and they don't even have vision in river. And then you guys recall, enemy team is like, oh, I don't know if they're there or not, and you generate so much tempo because they have to retake slowly. Does that make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so in this case, right, my question to you is, when is it time to clear Baron vision? When
You
is it
push
actually
mid
time
and
to
then
clear this ward?
you push it. You push mid and then you wait for them to show on the mid wave and then you go clear vision, right?
So right now, Kennen should be moving mid and threatening a flank if they contest the mid wave. So you should be
Yeah,
taking the
we
mid
should
wave
be on
high.
mid already,
If they go
right?
on you, then your Kennen comes and flanks, game's over, you get Baron GG.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't want to contest river or vision or mid when both of your side laners are on side. I think
Yes,
how
makes
one of
sense.
my coach, I had a Korean coach for a while when I was player, and he
Mhm.
described it like a bird. I don't know if I can draw a bird. This is gonna look like a bee or something probably. All right, so this is mid lane, top and bot. And he
Yeah,
said that both side laners need to fold like the wings of a bird at the same time. So in competitive, both side laners should stay on side until they're ready to come mid. So you need to
right,
match the waves in which they come mid. Now it's not always true, but that was his analogy.
right, generally. Yeah,
Basically, if your teammates are on side, be careful mid. If your teammates are mid, contest. Now there's a lot more
right.
nuance to it, but for right now, like to win games in Master, to win games in Grandmaster, just stick to that concept. Your teammates are side,
Mhm.
chill. Your teammates are coming mid, or you should, ping them to come mid. Also, uh, I think Berserker Greaves is
It's
like,
kind of grief, I
yeah,
agree. Yeah.
you need Tabis against
Well,
Tristana.
when
Bad
you go
call.
this, you don't have attack speed, but like you do a Triforce, so like it feels kind of awkward. So that's why people go it, I think.
Yeah,
But
can
I
I be
think
honest?
it is
Please,
worse. It
please
is
stop.
worse.
Please
Yeah.
stop. Please stop this build. Please. It actually hurts. No, but you can do it against like heavy poke shit. You know, you're playing against Ezreal Karma, Caitlyn Varus. Go buy your Bloodthirster and go like actually be able to farm. But in my opinion, just go Triforce. Um, that's it, man. Do you have any questions? Or like anything you want me to detail or whatever? I'm gonna send you this VOD, just FYI. So
Okay, I was gonna ask about that, but
yeah.
I don't have anything off the top of my head, or just like some general thing. Okay, when I watch my own gameplay, like when I am studying bots or something myself, I feel like it's so slow compared to when I like am I watching someone stream or I'm like studying a pro player VOD or something. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if that's just like me having experienced the game, so I know it, like it's connected to me or something, or if it's like actually me being like slower than like higher elo players.
Well, it kind of makes sense, no? Like, so when you're not an expert, and like compared to the average league player, you are an expert. Compared to a challenger player, you're not an expert about league. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
When you're not an expert, your efficiency in review is really low. And
Hmm.
you shouldn't try to change this. So you should look for, when you're reviewing, you should look for effectiveness. Effectiveness, not efficiency. Does that make sense? This part doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to review the VOD, as long as you come to the right conclusions. Make sense?
Oh no, I mean like the gameplay itself is like physically slower.
Can
Like I don't know if
you
it
explain that a bit more? It doesn't make sense to me.
it's like I don't know if it's like I'm wasting a lot of time like doing nothing throughout the game compared to like, other people, but
Okay, in terms of like
that's the thing.
you don't have intention behind your actions sometimes.
Yeah, maybe
Like
that's it.
you're
That's
missing,
probably
like,
the
for
way to put it.
example, if I'm playing a game like this and it was this like stale, I would have like 50 CS ahead of the clock.
Right. Maybe something like that. Or
Yeah.
like maybe sometimes after I push mid, I'm kind of just like right clicking
Yeah, you don't
in
know
a
what to
bush or
do.
something, right? Yeah.
But that's fine. Like I kind of don't expect you to know what to do off mid
Right.
waves. In like like it's not that easy, It's not that easy and it's not that
Yeah.
obvious. So then you just have to like consider like how much concentration, how much pain are you willing to go through to start understanding it, and does it mean enough to you to even try? And if the answer is like yes, then you'll start watching VODs and you'll try to reverse engineer why people do what they do in pro games, and then you'll extrapolate whatever information you can from there. Or you'll ask me, and hopefully I'm right, and hopefully I can help you. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's everything for today, man. Thanks for your time.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool.
Cool, man. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll
Yeah,
stop my
for sure.
recording
I'll
now.
try out the